everybody. My name's Bill Ward. I don't know if you know this, but this here YouTube's free. Ain't no commercials here, or there. Why don't you do the right thing by this fella and hit that subscribe button and help him out.
I'm not sure about that. Hello, everybody, wherever you may be. My name is Larry. My call sign is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Welcome to Ham Radio Live. I don't know if that's it's a good thing or bad. Happy Sunday, everybody. It's the 23rd day. It's the 24th day of January 2021. There's snow in the forecast here in Oregon. How are you? Happy to see a thumbs up already. Thank you very much. Welcome to the program, everybody. Oh, my goodness. Ham Talk Sundays where you control the show. Topic question. You guys steer the boat. Let's see where we go today. I'd like to ask you to please hit the subscribe button. We don't monetize. There's no commercials anywhere on this channel. Just do it free, okay? Yeah, just for free. You can help us out by hitting the subscribe button because that lets people find us here on YouTube. Thanks. Welcome to the show, everybody from around the world. Today's topic question is going to be kind of polarizing. See how it goes. Is ham radio only a generation away from disappearing altogether? Think about it. All right, let's get some stuff going here. First, before we start, let me get the and thank you guys, thumbs up. Thank you so much. Man, you guys just honor me. Thank you so much with that. I sincerely mean that. There's something I want to put up here on the screen that I hope will help to explain why the topic question is what it is. Okay. And hopefully it'll help to explain things better to you, because this is something that for us that have been in the hobby a long time or have been DXing forever, we understand this has just always been here, right? It's just always been here. So now we look at the average age, right, of people that do what we like to do. And we see things that are a little bit concerning. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This goes with the national average, by the way, okay? First thing I'd like to show you is the actual subscribers here to this channel. Now, I can't speak for other people's YouTube channels, but I can speak for this one, okay? Look at the average age range. Starts to pick up right there at the 35 to 44 and then gets way up at 65. So from 55 to 65% of the folks that watch this channel are, going to be in that 55 plus age, okay? So 55 plus, okay? So if you break that down even further, right? I look at the full analytics here. Look at that. Where's the young people? And by the way, thank you, all you folks that come from all over the world. It's amazing the countries that show up on this list. Oh my goodness. Let me start out by just sharing some QSL cards to give some proper thanks to people. I missaid this gentleman's name, and I don't want to mess him up again. Walter Savvy Savinovich from Alhambra, California. I love that. Alhambra, California. There he is. Whiskey 1, Sierra Alpha Victor. Thank you so much for the QSL cards. You're going to get one back. Yes, you will. Also want to thank Dave Bradford, November 7, Delta Bravo, India, from Salmon, Idaho, US of A. It says, Merry Christmas, Larry. QSO was on the 12th of December, so thank you very much for that, Dave. This will proudly be displayed here in the studio. Also, Kilo, November 6th, Lima, Foxtrot, Bravo. This is such a nice thing from Jonathan Burkmore, and I always say his name wrong. Jonathan, I'm sorry for that. Says, Larry, it was great to finally talk to you on the air. Your show has been very educational, encouraging. Thank you very much. That's very kind. Thank you. Keep up the good work. We'll be praying for your health of that and your family. Jonathan, thank you. QSO was on January the 9th, 2021. Jonathan, thank you so much. This one's a treasured card. I'll keep that one. Also, one I got a while back. This is from Dave Holman. Hombo. I always say it wrong. Whiskey Alpha 7, Mike Zulu Mike in Dallas, Oregon. He's a local dude, man. We made a QSO local Skywave. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it. Nice to make that contact with you for sure. Wow. Pretty cool stuff. Love QSL cards. They've been, in fact, that was the big thing that got me into ham radio. way back in the day when I was 14, and I saw my friend's ham shack from his dad, I thought I was going to see a shed in the backyard. I think I've told you this story. I was like, why am I going to see your dad's shed? I don't get it. But he knew I was really into radio, and I didn't know what ham radio was. I walk into this bedroom, and he's got this old Drake transmitter, right? He's got, I think, I'm trying to remember what the receiver was. I was so mesmerized, though, with the QSL cards. The point is the QSL cards. They were all over the walls from all over the world, and I was just stunned. That's what hooked me, because I was already into DX at that point. Let's get to your comments real quick. Johan from Barcelona is in the house. Hello, Johan. Good to see you. That is, look at that. Echo Alpha 3014 SWL. Love SWL. All the way from Barcelona, Spain. Kevin, good to hear you. Can't hear you over the music. Well, we'll work on the mixing on that, Kev, okay? I'll get that worked out. Thanks for telling me, buddy. Sorry about the audio being too low on the mic. We'll get that fixed for you next time, okay? All right, there we go. And Kevin, you just, again, we can be so picky in ham radio sometimes, right? It's like, I would do it differently. Okay, do it. It's one of those things, man. Hang on, just pop this out. Life's too short. Sometimes life's too short. Look for the bright. Always look for the bright, because we can always find the dark in everybody, right? Hey, Ed, passed your technician yesterday. Way to go. Ed, congratulations, man. That's great. Good stuff. Very good. That's good. All right. So let's see. Fred, good to see you. Thank you. Kilo Germany 7 Whiskey Echo Quebec is in the house. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Kevin, yep, we got it, I think. Right? Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Do you need me to bump it to here? Does that be this loud, or should I make it that loud? Is that better for you? Sorry. No, Kev, I get what you're saying. I do. I totally get it. It's just that it has to be so loud that it has to be loud enough that it's not too loud when you hear it on replay, that it just bangs you out. But thank you for letting me know. I do appreciate it again. Thank you. That's kind. A good friend will tell you that, and I do acknowledge that. Thanks, Kev. Thank you so much. Jess, think ham radio will be around for a few decades yet, but now anyone can talk to anyone in the world via the internet. There it is. Jess. Yes, that's it. Yes. This is now a ham radio. Jess, you hit it right in the head. That's it. This is a ham radio. And because communication now can be done by things like WhatsApp, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff, you don't necessarily have to have a rig to be able to, make that call, right? You don't have to have a nice transceiver. Nah, you don't need to do that. You just pull out your phone, make those calls. It does make a difference, right? Because we're connected now. The world's much smaller since we got digital. And that's the whole purpose of the question. Good point, Jess. Thank you. He's Whiskey Union 3 Delta. Thank you. Greg, Kilo Fox 0, Charlie Union Zulu. Arrl needs to review 3 contest rules to promote a younger audience. Streaming digital and targeting the younger. Interesting. Greg, I like that. I do. I like that. I think you're right. Kev, thank you. You're a good guy. Kevin, I always say that, all right, I forgot my pillow today. People who are good enough to tell you what's going on, that needs to be fixed, is cool. Just don't overdo it, because then it's too much. So you did the right thing, Kev. Thank you, man. All right. So here we go. Alexander, hello from Belarus. First time in the house. Look at this. Echo Union 1 Lima from Belarus. Alexander, it is an honor to have you on the show today. Thanks for being here on the show. All right. So ICOM has really worked hard, I would say. I really would, at trying to reach a younger audience. Take a look at this. Here's their 705. Now, you're not going to see many 80-year-olds climbing up the side of mountaintops using these, right? It's a 5-watt transmitter, 10 if you want to use it with power, with a solid battery, or with it being plugged in. But this is a QRP rig, okay? You're not going to see many people taking this rig up the side of a mountain and putting an antenna in the ground and trying to work. You just won't. That's not the demographic ICOM's looking at. ICOM's looking at younger people. So ICOM is trying there. You can see them trying and pushing. I think one other thing, and I want to just put this out. Let me get something to drink here to wet my whistle first. I think that we need to stop one thing in a ham radio. And I'll tell you one big difference between folks like my dear friend Johan in Barcelona and myself and folks in ham radio is that in the shortwave hobby, when you're DXing, you don't have, boy, I'm so loud here. I got to get a little bit down. Okay. You have people who will never knock your receiver. I've never heard that in over almost 5 decades. Literally, it's now 49 years. So in 49 years, I've never once talked with people in the shortwave listening hobby who say, oh man, those Grundigs are a piece of garbage. I'd never have one of those. But I have heard multiple times people say, oh, ICOM 7300? Come on. Guys, we really need to be understanding. We're very blessed in 2020 to have, or 2021 now, sorry, to have so many people, big companies, still making products. We are. Because the heyday of ham radio, when it was really strong, was the 50s and 60s of the previous century. It is. Right now in the U.S., numbers are about 700,000 ham radio operators are licensed. How many are SKs? No one really knows. Okay. So the number that Arrl will sell you is going to be over 700,000 people, over 3 million in the world. Okay. So you have over 7 billion people on a planet with only 3 million estimated within a hobby or a licensed field of communication, however you want to deal with it. Okay. That's not a lot of people to cater to for large companies to make a profit and keep people employed. Think about that. So we need to get off of the, I'm going to knock ICOM because they make this radio that I don't like. Instead, celebrate the radio you have. Okay. There are people who love the 7300. I'm one of them. Okay. But I've used it for a while. Is it the perfect radio? No, there is no such thing as the perfect radio though. Is there? There isn't. So no matter what you have, it'll always have its shortcomings, but we need to support each other better. We do. In this hobby, we need to support each other better because the one thing I have noticed in ham is the ham group tends to be pretty judgmental on equipment and on radios. They are. They're pretty strong sometimes on, well, that's bad, or I wouldn't do it that way, or this radio's not good. We need to support each other better. That's my whole point. Okay. I think that's where it starts. Once we get to a level playing field where everybody can say, okay, you like your radio, I like mine, we're making contacts, great. We're good. Then we're good. Then we can build from there. But we are so blessed in 2021 to have people like ICOM, Yaesu, Kenwood, Elecraft, Flex Radio, Apache Labs, Tentec. Have I missed one? Sorry, I'm trying to think here. There's 7. And gosh, I think I'm missing one. Am I? Am I missing one? I see 7 for 3 million people. Think about that. 7 manufacturers that I know of that are out there that are catering to about 3 million person audience, many of whom are on a fixed income. Yeah, think about that. That's pretty rough. Carrie, hey, Eric's here. Kilo 3, Echo Lima Golf. Good to see you again, my friend, as always. You know it's a pleasure, Eric. You know that. Yep, we've got Nikolai here from Romania. A lot of folks from Europe are here today. That's great. Jess, you got it. I love my ICOM 7300. And here it is, the best new rig I can afford. That's it. That's right there. That's why they're so popular, because they're affordable for a younger ham or a newer ham, or people who just don't have a ton of money but would like a new rig and like the experience of having one. It's perfection. It is. We may not all agree with that, but to them, it's everything. That's why it's so important, guys. It just is, okay? So ham radio, average age now is about 72 years old. I don't know if you realize that. The average age of a ham is 72. Okay. So I showed you the numbers on the channel. Look at the numbers on the channel again. Let's take a look at them. Here's the average. Here's the analytics. Again, a thumbs up. My goodness. Thank you so much. Look at the average age. 55 plus. It's right there. Okay. And that's for people who tell the truth on YouTube. I don't know how many tell the truth. Like, okay, this is how old I am. This is where I'm from. You don't know. No one ever knows. But that age does exactly mirror what the national and international averages are for ham radio operators. They are older. Okay. So how do we get to that younger audience? How do we get them? How do we get that 14-year-old interested in ham radio? Looking forward to hearing your comments. Alexander is here from the UK. Alexander, I've missed you, brother. Moving into our new house next week. Antenna opportunities look good. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Oh, my man Ward. I love Ward Dixon. Whiskey 6, Whiskey Delta. Even the high-end rigs like Yaesu's 101 MP and D have, and let me put this out, have their shortcomings. But in my opinion, all radios are better than past generations of radio. Everyone should just enjoy the radios and have fun in the hobby. Yes. Can I just paste this up for the rest of the show? That's it right there. The last sentence, okay? This is great, okay? Everyone should just enjoy their radios and have fun in the hobby. Perfection. That's it. Just enjoy the moment because we don't know how long it'll last, right? Let's enjoy it. But we need to preserve it for a future generation. Now, some ideas. We have Field Day. Comes up in June. It's a great opportunity to show what ham radio is about, okay? One of the things I'm going to try and do this year, if I can make it happen, it's going to happen, hopefully. I would like to go to a public park, but I thought about, I want to do it here in Independence, where it's a small town, where we have like a Saturday market type thing where everybody comes, and they get their vegetables and their, kettle corn and all that stuff. It's fun, but there won't be a ton of people there. But the park can't charge me this year because I got solar power. Okay, they can't charge me to plug it in. But I thought about doing it there or doing it in another area, like a larger city like Salem, which is close to me, the state capital, right? Okay. But the cool thing is, by setting up a table, and perhaps, for example, if I were to set up something like this, okay, if I were to put the Elecraft, I probably couldn't bring the Yaesu, but let's just say it's the Elecraft. Okay, I can bring the K3 in. Okay, that's a small radio. It's got a small footprint, pretty easy to use. Okay, I could put that in there. Bring that with me, run it on solar panel, and I should be great. I mean, I should be really great. And then have something like have a sign that says what I'm doing. The antenna's behind me a little ways, but a sign with some placards or some kind of cards that say what ham radio is. It's a way of getting out there and getting that very special QSL card out to show people what you can do. That's so much different than CB radio. Nothing wrong with CB, right? But here's the thing. With ham radio, you can talk to people in other countries. With CB radio, you can talk to people in other lanes, okay? That's basically it. So this gives them the world. We need to get it out there so they can see that. Because I can tell you, as impressionable as young teens are, especially, 13, 14, 15s, before they drive, if you have the opportunity to show them something that's really special, right? And again, the argument could be, like Jess said, hey, cell phone, that's what's hurt, and it has killed ham radio. The internet has really hurt amateur radio because it has made communication simple. Okay? But to get this out in front of people, okay, well, here's my radio. Let me show you what it does. Okay, turn it on and check it out. Let's just see if we can find something on frequency. Hold on.
But if you buy 10 of them, that's only 95 cents a piece. So in other words, you can buy 10 of them for $9.50, which is a lot better deal, Carl. And from Mountain.
I was hoping to give his call sign. But you see, long distance communication, very big. Fred, welcome to the show. I mentioned on Facebook I would help program HTs for people. The response was so big I started a Facebook group page. People are buying HTs like crazy, Baofangs, and he's talking about handhelds. Okay, Baofangs are the new toilet paper of 2021. He's right. He's exactly right. Good job, Fred. Yeah. 2 meters, 440. Yeah. Handheld. Still ham radio. You need a license, right? It's perfect. Fred, thank you for doing that. That's great. Yeah. Find a way you can get yourself in front of people to talk. Okay. So how can we help get this in front of a younger audience? Okay. Let's talk about that. It's our job as ham radio operators to be good ambassadors. That's why I was saying initially what I was saying. This is so important to talk about, okay? We are ambassadors now. Our Elmers gave us this great gift of ham radio. How can we then give this gift to the next generation in this tough circumstance? Remember, because we're dealing with the digital age. They didn't, right? We all got into this, many of us, before the internet or certainly before cell phones. Okay, let's take a look. Eagle, one radio god, love it. All kids want now is a Nintendo Switch. It's true. So make the new ham radios just like a touchscreen. Nintendo Switch cell phone and sells them. Let me get back up. Nintendo Switch cell phone and sell them at GameStop and as Halo game accessories. Yeah, at GameStop. I see what you're saying. Yes. A way to get them in like a mass marketing type of program is what he's talking about things, okay? Because they want the Nintendo Switch, the handheld game. So make the new ham radios just like a touch screen. Okay. And I agree with you. I agree with you, Eagle. I really do. And I think that's really one of the main reasons why ICOM did this. You know, take a look at it. Hold it right in the palm of your hand. And there it is. And the beautiful part is you can make QSOs. It's just QRP, but I can run QRP from here to the East Coast. I can, okay? All you need is a good antenna. If you got a good resonant antenna, you can run QRP coast to coast. That's about 2,500 miles. You can do that, okay? So he's right. Nice handheld unit like that. Eagle, great idea. Fred, we need to use the internet in being able to communicate without internet into the HF world. Okay, we need to use the internet. So I think you're saying, we need to use the internet in being able to communicate without internet into the HF world. So what Fred's talking about, I think here, Fred, if I have you right, and Fred, by the way, thanks for joining us from Belfair, Washington this morning. Thank you. What Fred's talking about is we need to be able to talk to young people about a different way to communicate that's outside the internet and outside of your handheld radio, right? Your handheld phone, because these were basically designed as ham radio. They took up ham radio frequencies. For gosh sakes, they did. So my point is, how can we do it? How can we, as goodwill ambassadors of ham radio, show a young person, hey, look, you can talk to a guy in Tuscaloosa, Alabama with this here radio right here. What do you think of that? You want to give it a shot? We'll give this guy a call the other side of the country, or maybe in a different world, different country altogether. We can give him a call right now. What do you say we pick up the microphone and we make the call? What do you think a 14-year-old's going to say to that? Really? Yeah. Okay. Then when you see it practically working, now you've got someone that's interested. So many kids are interested in science. Now I have 2 great nephews, and they're like my grandkids. These kids, they're so much like grandchildren to me, and that's how I treat them. They're like my grandsons. They're very good at science. Very, very good. And one of them especially excels in building things. Okay. So of course, Larry, Uncle Larry is talking about getting him into ham radio. Of course I am. Because I think that would be a hobby, or I know some people say it's not a hobby. Well, it is. It is it's something we do for fun. It's a hobby. Okay. It would get them into something for life that could change their lives and make it so much more fun. Okay. And the manufacturers are still doing it. Look, take a look, for example. Okay. Let's look at a few examples just to get you going, because I'd like to be able to help you with this and keep you with me, because this is so important. We have product out here like this. Here's the Kenwood, the back of the Kenwood. This is the front. I mean, the Kenwood 590 SG. Pretty simple radio. What's it missing that a kid would love? Well, it's missing this. Excuse me, wrong photo. Take two. Sorry. It's missing this. It's missing a touch screen. It's missing that touch screen. Exactly what Eagle said right here. Exactly what Eagle said. They want a Nintendo Switch touch screen. Believe me, the engineers at ICOM are really thinking hard about the future. That's why when you go and you take a look at ICOM products, you see what you see. Big, bright color touch screens, right? These beautiful touch screens that pop, and you can work them from the touch screen. That's why Elecraft, the new K4 and K4D, K4HD, same radio. I don't know if you know this or not, but on the new K4, and I found out from them, for folks that haven't yet heard, I did find out from Elecraft that the radio that we've ordered is coming. The parts are there. That's pretty exciting. So I was grateful to hear that they finally have parts, because parts, are hard to come by. Excuse me. Coronavirus has just really messed all that up. But when you take a look, for example, at a K4 or a K4D or HD, whatever, right? Doesn't matter which one it is. What you'll find on it is very interesting. What you'll find on a K4 is most of the real estate on that radio is touchscreen. Okay? Most of it is touchscreen. And that's the part that really gets you. Here's the K4. I'll get you a big picture of it so you can see. Take a look at the real estate on the radio, on the front of the radio. Okay? Now, many of the buttons are like the K3, so it's pretty similar. But take a look at the color touch screen compared to the rest of the radio. It takes up half the radio, at least half the radio. It's huge. And the radio only weighs about, I think it's 10 pounds for the base K4. Okay. So most of it's color touchscreen. So what Eagle said is exactly right. Touchscreens are big, especially with young people. It's what they use all the time. It's on their cell phones, right? It's on their gaming systems. They're all touchscreens. So what Eagle said is 100% correct. Let me get this glare off the screen. Sorry about that. Going to move that off so you don't have to worry about finding my glasses. There we go. So what Eagle said is 100% true. Those touchscreens are essential. Now look at new Yaesu. Yaesu's last two products, 101 FTDX10. They both have the same thing in common. Touchscreens, color touchscreens. That's a big deal. Elecraft moved from the K3S to a radio that has a color touch screen. All of the Apache Labs products, color touch screen. You see where I'm going with this? All of Flex Radio stuff is, digital. It's on your computer. But if you want a box with knobs, color touch screens. Same with their Flex Maestro. Okay, let's catch up with you guys here. You don't want to talk to the guy on 313. Okay, thank you. It's good to know. It's good to know. Whenever you have a friend in ham radio that kind of says, hey, okay, over there, careful, thank you. ICOM made the minor. Yeah, let me see what you're saying. ICOM can make the Minecraft edition, Halo edition, Cyberpunk. That's hilarious, man. Good for you. That's funny as heck. That's funny as heck. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Thanks, Eric. Thanks for the heads up there. By the way, look at this. Nikolai, and he's a young person. 90% of the young people in my country have no idea what ham radio is. It would be helpful if physics teachers would talk with their students. Listen, this is big. It would be helpful if physics teachers would talk with their students about it since it's related to this school subject. He's right. He's 100% right. This is in Romania. The major problem is that they do not know ham radio exists. He's right. They have no idea. This is such a great hobby we have, you guys. We have been so blessed to work hard to get our licenses, right? So we're licensed ham radio operators in our specific countries. So we've earned this license, which comes with responsibility. We've got this incredible gift. We've got to pass it down. We've got to. So the manufacturers, first of all, are working hard to make sure to appeal to younger audience. That's why you see the color touch screens now, okay? And they're beautiful. They're brilliant. I don't think any people would disagree that there's not one of them that they've looked at that they said, wow, that's pretty nice. I mean, as frustrated as I can be with companies that are in ham radio, and I can be frustrated, there's one especially I am with, I can tell you that when I look at their radios, I can say, wow, that's really nice. That's beautiful. You can see the craftsmanship that went into manufacturing this product. True. So take a look at what's out there, but get it out there. If you can, try and get it out there. Excuse me. Frog in my throat. We got snow coming. So we had this beautiful set of days, right? Sunny, nice, go outside for a walk. Woo! And then all of a sudden it's like, oh no, here it comes. I went to the store today to get something to drink. And we got late coming on today. My dad called. I haven't heard from my dad in a long time. But my dad called and thinking, oh no, is he okay? And he didn't sound right. So I wanted to make sure the phone call was made. Anyway, my point was I'm late getting here because of that. And as I was driving back home, here's snow and the rain. I'm like, oh boy, here it comes. You know, the weather's changing. But it made me think real hard about what are kids doing right now? They're stuck indoors and they're playing video games. For sure. Most of them are. But there are so many smart kids that excel in school right now that if you were to throw a radio in front of them and show them the power of what that radio can do, you would absolutely have their attention. You would. Think about this. Now, right now in the coronavirus, you can't do this, but volunteer at your school. Talk to your local school, middle school, high school, and offer your services as a licensee to say to the science teacher, I'd like to have an afternoon of your class time to be able to talk about ham radio. I'd like to talk to the kids about what it does. You might be blown away at the opportunity you get from that school, okay? Where they say, yeah, okay, Mr. Smith or whomever's teaching that class said, yeah, it'd be great. You get to meet with the teacher, show what you have, explain how it will work, and then get there and do it. Man, oh man, you'll have some kids that'll have some serious interest. So what Nikolai said is 100% true. The major problem is that they do not know ham radio exists. This is our challenge. This is ours. Eric, see you later, man. Thanks for coming. Catching up on some TIG welding. Good for you, man. I used to do that a long time ago. Gosh, those were the days. Loved that. That was fun. William Myers here. Kilo Alpha 8, Golf India Mike. Welcome to the show, Will. Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming. So, how can we move this forward? We don't want to pass away and have, when we become silent keys, we don't want radio to be just a heartbeat away from being done. And we certainly don't want to see the death of ham radio manufacturers either. We don't want to see companies like Kenwood or Elecraft or Flex or ICOM or whomever, or Tentec. We don't want to see any of them die. We don't. Do you know Tentec's still alive? Last I heard, Tentec was still in business. There's a legendary ham radio manufacturer that goes way, way, way back. Okay? So, how can we pay it forward to these kids? Think about it. Take time to really focus a little bit on how you can share your love and passion for what you do to hand it down, because we've got to get this handed down to kids. The manufacturers are making the product to make it interesting. Trust me. Oh, trust me. I know I've shown you this twice, but I'm going to show it a third time. There's a reason there's two things that are here on this product. It's got a color touchscreen. It handles most of the real estate on this device. This is the color touchscreen. And you can hold it in the palm of your hand. Because, my friends, this is the future of ham radio. Trust me, it will be. It will be. Because that's what young people are interested in. Small, digital, touchscreen. That's it. Thor. Hey, Minnesota is in the house. Hi, Thor. Having a QSO map running on a laptop might pique their interest. Seeing where their voice is going in the world. Love this comment. Look at that. That's brilliant. Yeah. Seeing where their voice is going in the world might be cool to them. He's right. To see how far they're communicating. Yep. That's a good one right there. That's a real good one. Start at the school level. Try and see if you can volunteer at the school for maybe the science teacher to have a day. And trust me, being a former teacher and a person that has a cousin who has, my goodness, been a special education teacher for over 25 years, I can tell you that if you offer help to a teacher to say, I'd like to take one of your class days, if that's okay, and show them about this scientific product, you don't think they'll be thrilled to have that because their workload's decreased for a day? Trust me, you've made their day. Just go to the principal, tell what you'd like to do, and see about getting in front of these kids. Middle school, high school, it's going to make a difference, trust me. And who knows, you may end up being an Elmer out of it. It just might happen. That's the greatest compliment of all, by the way, to be called an Elmer. Look at this. Will Myers, I still have my Tentec Century 21. That's a brilliant radio. Yep, good. Good. All right. We've been going now for about almost 40 minutes. Last comments on this, okay? You guys drive the car. We just see where it goes. Is ham radio only a generation away from disappearing? Is it? We've talked a lot about it today. My hope is, of course, it isn't. But my heart says that we all have a responsibility here now. Our responsibility is to go out and teach. That's our responsibility. Go out and reach and teach and show these young people what these brilliant radios can do. Even if you don't have a color touchscreen rig, okay, like this. Here's K3, okay? This is my K3. If you don't have a color touchscreen, that's okay. But when they find out what you can do, and if you throw in a few QSL cards with you, that's kind of nice, right? You get their interest. You'll get a few of them. I know you will. I guarantee you will. You're going to get at least one kid's interest, and one kid is all it takes because you've made a difference with your life. Fred, social media can be more negative than positive. Ham radio QSOs are almost always positive. Great people in ham radio. That is an excellent comment. Excellent comment, Fred. Yep. Excellent comment. Very good. All right. I think we're about ready to wrap the show up in a bow, but I do want to thank all of you for coming and tell you that tomorrow we're going to be doing a cool thing. I'm going to be telling a story of a young man who really works hard to make some QSOs. He's part of the channel here. Comes a lot from Germany. Talk about Gunter. It should be a fun show. I hope you like it. Also, we'll see about making some calls on the L-Craft K3. We'll see how we do with that. So we hope to see you tomorrow. Should be at 1900 UTC again here on YouTube. Okay, so until then, I want to thank you all for coming. I love the comment. One of my favorite comments from the whole show And I want to share it because at the end of these shows, I always try and show my favorite comment because this is what I think is the very best. And I think that there's a lot of great comments today. So I honestly think I'm gonna go with Kevin. I'm gonna go with Kevin. Larry, audio is so low. Thanks for letting me know. Mine sounded good. I didn't realize it was that low. So thank you. Thank you. The other comment I do want to say is that I really like is from Nikolai in Romania. 90% of the young people in my country have no idea what ham radio is. That's not just true in Romania. That's true around the world. You have a gift. You've worked hard for it. You're licensed. Go share that gift. Share it with a young person and watch their world open up because you had the courage to take the time. Thanks for watching, everybody. Ham Radio Live is not monetized. We just ask that you please subscribe. You hitting the subscribe button makes a huge difference for me. It helps people that might be in that classroom that hear you that day learn about ham radio. Thanks for being here. God bless you all. Until next time, happy Sunday. Goodbye, everybody.